To be Chinese is to suffer, and no Chinese state embodies that statement as much as the Chinese Soviet Republic. Let us go find out where Mao went. So, we will be playing as this teeny tiny nation in the middle of nowhere. Iron Man mode on, historical focus is on, and haha! My member mod is functional. Let's go.
And it only breaches into our 3D universe to hunt and fill its lungs with vacuum.
Whatever its beef is, our one mission now is to get that monument to Earth. Correction. Our one mission now is to avenge the loss of that monument.
So to start off the pain, we have 6 divisions. And between them, I think they have maybe 4 guns. I'm going to turn them all into militia. Mostly because these guys get a fair bonus to militia. Well, let's start with the national spirits. First of all, we have a magnificently chiseled jawline in the absolute Chad of Zhang Wenqian. That's, however, where all the good stuff ends. We have a defunct state bank, not the best. A central committee, which is not the best. A Chinese Red Army, which is downright shit. An agrarian society, which is, once more, downright shit. We do, however, start on partial mobilization, so hey! Alright, economy. We have exactly 1 civ and it's already in use. Fine. Well, we'll build some mills eventually, just not yet. We have 1 mill and it's making guns, so way. Well, I guess we'll start by researching some better support weapons and some better guns as well. Might be wondering, why? Why not work on the industry? Trust me, you'll see in a bit. National focuses. This is a magnificent new tree. It's not as big as the Chinese nationalist one, but that's because it has a little less alt history stuff here. Right side, army. Middle is mostly industry, and then the political branch under Know Thy Enemy. First, we have a little bit of a sub-branch here with westward and eastward expansion. This one here is the historical path leading to the leadership of Mao and all its Maoist goodness. And then all the way at the bottom here, we have the Chinese century, avenging the century of humiliation. Or you can do the Asian Democratic Union and just become democratic. So why not? But it all starts at the top, putting an end to the Sufan. We also have a bit of a balance of power here between Mao and the 28.5 Bolsheviks. Later on, these guys get replaced by Zhang, I believe, if you choose to go that path. But the easiest way to push this, and you really do want to push it to its fullest extent no matter which way you go, is to just hire Mao. Anyway, let's get going. Before we get going, I'm going to rename every single one of my divisions into our channel members. It is these people who allow me to do what I do. These are the rank and file, the true heroes of the Chinese Soviet Republic, and they will fight and die for the cause. So thank you one and all, and if you want to see yourself represented on the battlefield, why not consider a channel membership? It will give you the opportunity to contribute to the cause, and it will give me the opportunity to buy more Warhammer. Yes, I said it. I must always have more. Alright, division within the party. So, give me PP. Alright, and to the Sufan. Let's start off with a little bit of industry. I just need this to not be as shit as it is currently. Ooh, fruitful discussions. So, fun fact, our southern neighbor, the Northeastern Army, is specifically tasked by Chiang to wipe us out, to destroy the communists. Fortunately for us, this man hates Japan so much that he's willing to work with the communists to make Japan suffer. So he's going to run down his historical path, going down here, and he is going to give us land and equipment, and it's going to be fantastic. All right, now, do we expedite the land revolution, pushing it towards Mao slightly at the expense of 3 years of reduced stability and political power gain? I think not. The other option is to push it slightly towards the Central Committee, and we get a year of extra political power and stability. That's a no-brainer. Why would anyone take this? Oh, it is a historical path. I guess the AI takes it. Land revolution, and now we get rid of that defunct state bank. Alright, we got 150 PP, and I'm going to start by Publicity Department of the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party. They need a rebrand. Very large amount of daily political power. I will be taking that because we are going to be spending so much political power over the course of this run. It is absolutely insane. All right, he wants to halt the Encirclement campaign. Yes. All right, we've finished our gun research. Let's get a little bit of industry and a little bit of research. Both are shit, but what can you do? At this point, it's time we turn to Know Thy Enemy and get ready to eat my neighbors. I think the first neighbor I actually want to eat is this guy. because he's a lot easier to eat. Let's also make the better guns. I know it really hurts your production efficiency, but the guns are so much better. Right, I know my enemy, and now Zhang Juelang has sent me guns. Thank you for the guns, sir. Reminds me, I should queue up a couple of extra divisions. Do we go westward expansion first? I think we do. Let's get Mao in here. He's gonna start taking things to the left side. Oh, this one's really good. Labor rights advocate, 12% factory output. Oh, so much stuff I want, so few slots. We can now do border raids in those two provinces that we can take. The border raid is basically a raid, just a land raid this time, and we're gonna send someone in. Phil, I'm gonna need you to head in there and blow shit up. And we'll create that raid. Do I let him in? But that moves the balance of power to the right. But I get some troops out of it. Now, the balance of power is going to move automatically anyway. I would like his troops. I'll grab internal enemy next. All right, there's his troops. They are, unfortunately, shit. They have 80 guns. Nice. I'm just going to delete this unit. All right, the raid is ready to launch. High chance of success. Phil, I will shoot you if you fail. Be aware. Hey, Zheng Juelang withdraws his troops from Yan'an, basically handing the territory over to us. It is much better than nothing. Or let's hire Chief of the Army. We're gonna need some army experience for doctrines. All right, Phil has succeeded. He's taken damage, lost some org. Look at the organization of these units. Basically nothing. So, you immediately follow that up with starting the expedition. So we now go in straight on those weakened units and win that very quickly before reinforcements arrive. And huzzah! Victory. So we'll get the internal enemy, which gives us another 5% attack against all Chinese countries, including the warlords. This is mostly going to be useful against our southern neighbor, China. We're also making a nice amount of guns. Let's start making some towed artillery as well. I'm going to need trains moving forward, as well as support equipment. Now, Chiang Kai-shek has been arrested by the Northeastern Army. On historical, there is the Xi'an incident, where Chiang goes to the Northeastern Army to reprimand them for failing their duty to contain the Soviet Republic. And he gets arrested. This guy basically just wants to force us and Chiang into a room so we can agree to kill the Japanese first and then just, you know, go at each other. Historical option is asking the Soviets for approval. You could also just assassinate the man. Now, trust me on this. You're gonna want the Second United Front. You cannot take the Japanese on your own. So let's ask the Soviets. All right, Chiang, we will ally with you against the Japanese. So we are in the Chinese United Front. Fortunately, Shaanxi is not. Well, the Eastern Expedition is ongoing. So let's just go with the headquarters secretary. More PP. We're gonna need mountains of political power. We're going. Fortunately, we are making mountains already at 2.36 per day while doing a focus. 90% chance of success. Push the red button. It's go time. As for focuses, I could develop this, get myself a railway. I can bypass this one easily. I'll grab 1 mill here. Lord knows we're gonna need it. And then we work on the army stuff here until the Red Army reborn. Oh, there goes the Kumal Khanat. Success! Phil has done it again! He took damage, but he got experience. So the same bonuses as before. Launch the raid right away. Yep, we're going in on a weak one and a strong one, unfortunately. But we should be able to overpower them. We have a bunch of additional stats here. All right, let's just win this quickly. Damn, they got fresh divisions in. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. We'll kill them one at a time. One at a time. Come on. Yes! The Chinese Soviet Republic has conquered Shaanxi. Look at that. Look at the size of that thing. All right, we are a real country, and we set up the defenses because I know what's coming, and I don't like it. These mountains here, realistically, all I can hold. We'll plug this into our railway, like so. Phil, my boy, you have done marvelous things. You have taken good care of this whole thing. For your service, I award you the Medal of Military Merit. Thank you, sir. All right, I think war is on the horizon. War economy is warranted. I need to sort out the army so that it can hold the line. Just realized I'm lacking a research slot. Oh no, we're just gonna be stuck with 2 slots until we work all the way down the political path? Oh no. Yeah, to be Chinese truly is to suffer. I think I want the 3 rules of discipline to give me, make the army better, a little bit of war support. Yeah, this will allow us to capture a lot of equipment, which is going to be useful. All right, we'll move the infantry into the People's Militia, which is going to get buffed by Mao, giving us rather significant buffs to militia. Let's get rid of the Yulin garrison so I have full use of the state. I'm going to need all the help I can get. Oh, that takes 88 days. I may have fucked up. Figure out how trains work, if you will. Red Army Reborn, another mill, a couple of bonuses. I'll take the Labor Rights Advocate. That's pretty good. Factory output, consumer goods, good. Well, good enough. We're just gonna join this war. We're gonna play this historically. This gives us a bunch of Soviet equipment. Asymmetrical warfare boosts like militia. Honestly though, the stats aren't that much different, so maybe just go with asymmetrical warfare. Yeah, it's already fucked. They've immediately landed troops. Oh, Hebei Shahad is already dead. Alright, I'm gonna go quick. I'm gonna take 1 division and just park it on Yulin to just get a little bit of entrenchment there, so they don't take that. Jesus Christ, Chang, are you even trying? I don't have enough divisions. There's too many of them. There's too many of these bastards. Ah! Is there something here? Seek support from the Soviet Union. Ah, that's like way down, but I really need to grab that. Green bubbles, for the most part, you are all holding. I think we'll go with victory or death. Like, extend our ability to hold a line. Start funneling troops into war that are not nearly ready. Mao should help me steal guns. He's got the equipment capture ratio because he's a survivor of the Long March. And then Heilong here should also do the same thing. Well, there goes that front line. Shite. Well, can't win every battle. As long as we can win the war, I'll yield little ground. I just hope I can hold this line long enough. Okay, so I believe Chang has managed to somewhat stabilize this at least. Alright, 200 political power. Let's get Mao in, our guerrilla warfare theorist. So it is sped up by 15% because Mao is doing his thing. And asymmetrical warfare is going to give us another bonus to that as well. So we are getting a lot of doctrine progress in. The line somewhat holding now, but I have zero faith in Chiang Kai-shek's ability to hold on to the rest of China. Alright, time to add a little bit of bites to our divisions. I'm going to integrate support artillery. It's not great for orc, but it will help fend off the Japanese a little bit more aggressively. Let's see if I can retake this tile. I would like to have it back. Yay, we won. All right, deploy those units. An army of 23, almost 24. And then once this is really locked down, we'll try to get like a second army. All right, Mao is now in charge, and we're going to replace Mao with the other guy, Wang Xingjiang. Yes, now you move that balance of power for me, baby. And there's some stuff here to establish bases behind enemy lines. So we're basically going to go all guerrilla warfare on Japan. And we could sow dissent in the faction, meaning we're going to start infiltrating states that will flip to us when we eventually do fight China. That's basically what I'm banking political power for now. All right, speaking of a stockpile, that's some Soviet guns, thank you. Now let's get me some guerrilla warfare. As expected, naval invasion has caught Chang with his pants down. He's gonna lose this entire area. They're gonna link up with that tendril, and the coast is gonna go bye-bye. All right, I can do some guerrilla cells. Might as well start up a few. I can only do 1 at a time, which is like these... These kind of things really annoy me. I have so much political power banked up. Let me use it. I'll take a quick detour and ban the trade of special goods. Might as well get it out of the way now because it's going to take a year. And after that year, we'll actually have a fairly good national spirit. That's something, I guess. Chang, what are you doing? Yeah, he's lost the coast. Something tells me maintain control of the coastline is not feasible. None of this other stuff really appeals to me. It mostly boosts stuff that I have no intention or even ability to use, so I'm going to go with field engineering. Speaking of field engineering, I am going to get some engineers introduced into my armies as soon as we figure out what a shovel is. All right, we now have the ability to infiltrate nationalist and warlord states. If you get this to the full tier, so you do the decision 3 times, the state will flip to you in the inevitable Chinese Civil War. And I'm getting my second battle group ready. We're going to try and cut towards the coast through Ximen, take the supply hub there, and then push on the Tianjin. hopefully causing some chaos in the process. Unfortunately, there's just so many Japanese now, and Chang is worthless at containing this misery. And so far so good. Let's make that first maneuver, and I like advance along a relatively broad front. And then further on to the coast, make sure we apply enough pressure that we can get them to crack, maybe. Oh, I've run into tanks. There's nothing I can do to tanks with these units. I'll have to try and go around. Let's get those engineers involved. Do I have enough equipment for that? Not quite. Okay, they've moved their troops. Quick push, quick push, quick push. You pinning attack. You pinning attack there. Fine, I'll prepare for the third phase. Broad front advance. Right, we've separated the fronts. What we're going to do is cut these boys south to try and reach Jinan. Might not work out as I had hoped. I might have to do a force attack just to make sure that this actually happens. Yeah, I don't have the troops to launch all of those required pinning attacks, and as a result, this is going to stall out now. Damn it. Yeah, that cost me tons of infantry equipment and support equipment. That was not good. If you're wondering what I'm using this. I know, this is trash. Tell me what I can make other than this trash in this situation, and I'll gladly follow it. I don't think there's anything. And the doctrines don't do anything because Japan has completely stopped fighting me. Okay, let's try something else. If I move troops there, just try to attack that. Take Donghai. Yes, this always happens on historical. Yes, nationalist China always pushes that button. Yes, it helps them defend it. I simply cannot express into words how much I hate the fact that I cannot strategically redeploy my units. Yeah, I do think one of my divisions is actually gone. Holy shit, how did that happen? Oh well. Alright, first off, we're going to try and attacking that tile. Open up more combat with on Donghai. At least over here we can still make something happen. And you push further and maybe we can isolate Donghai. Right, we'll be able to take this, I think, and it might serve as a supply hub. I do need the nationalists to move in to help secure this. No, I thought I could secure this. No. The Japanese are just pouring ever-increasing numbers of units into this one tile, and it's just going to end up being my grave. I hate this so much. So to be Chinese truly is to suffer. So that offensive went poorly. I'm hopelessly behind on tech because we only have the 2 slots. This is not a feels good moment. What do sabotage campaigns do? Not a whole lot, if I'm honest. This does not seem worth it. I'm just gonna go with pure army. At least the army works the way I expect it to. Yeah, whenever I move to attack something, the Japanese pour more troops in and it doesn't happen. All right, try again. You there, you there, you pin there. Maybe we can make it now. Yes! Oh, thank God, the first encirclement. It's not a lot, but I'll damn well take it. 3 divisions, maybe even 4. No! No! Chang, you stupid idiot! Oh, you let them get out. Oh my God, I should have won the war already because it's gonna spiral from this point. Japan is gonna demand Indochina. It's usually that breaks the whole chain where you can get a white peace. It's gonna get so shit. Right, one with the people gives me more recruitable pop and attack. Best of the best gives me even less recruitable pop and recovery rate. Pure upside. No, one with the people makes sense. Yeah, we're doing that. All right, let's see if we can break through here. Because that would then allow us to create the encirclement we need. Launch a couple of pinning attacks. That was a worthless pinning attack. You are pinning. You help pin. Okay, so we've got this encircled. Make sure we move in through that way and take Jinan, because this area now has virtually no supply. Just got to prevent them from opening it back up first. Jesus Christ, are we seriously going to lose this right away? All right, I might be able to keep it open. I don't want to I don't want to sound like a salty bastard all the time. I really don't. But it does feel like a lot of these mechanics are very thematic, very cool in theory, but they just don't have practical applications. Like, why would I ever do this? It doesn't actually impact the war even slightly. I'm gonna allow Chang the honor of holding the northern front. I'm gonna bring all of Mao's boys in to fill out this front line, and we're gonna crush that pocket, then move back. Oh, Chang is immediately... I hate Chiang Kai-shek. I hate him on such a deep personal level. Hold the fucking line. Don't attack and deorg yourself so that they can come back in and crush us. Very ambitious. We'll go with an armor doctrine. That will serve the People's Army just fine. Alright, at least the pockets are collapsing. Kill it all. Fuck it all. You'd think we'd be better at... No! No! No, 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 no! Oh my god, are you shitting me? Not only have I lost another division through some miracle, Chang has managed to get this whole thing undone. This absolute jackass of a man. Why are you like this? Okay. A little crash out. It's fine. Might as well just sow dissent. Man's an idiot anyway. Get rid of him somehow. We'll go again. How hard could it be? Right? Surely our mastery of guerrilla warfare will pay off. If I've learned anything at all this game, is that you cannot rely on the AI to do anything but let you down. Alright, now that we have that back open, please just crush that, get your troops in position. I think the entire idea behind the whole structure of your advisors and your mountains of political power is that you focus on doing these sabotage things and infiltrations. The infiltrations might be useful for the upcoming civil war, sure, but these sabotage campaigns and infiltrating behind the enemy lines, they are absolutely not helpful if you're playing a regular single-player campaign, because it doesn't affect the way wars work. And it's flavorful, it's cool, it ties well into history, all of that good stuff. But it does not make sense from a gameplay perspective. So these guys are going to link back up, I'm afraid. Oh yeah, we're going to lose the hub in Jinan. Never trust the AI to do anything that requires the slightest amount of brain power. Can't crush the pocket. We've lost Jinan. It's over. Fine, I'll just infiltrate some stuff, I guess. I have nothing else to do but waste units. Yay. At least we'll finish the pocket this time, and then we have to start back from square one because they've yielded every inch of land we've managed to retake. Classic nationalists. Alright, at least that's over. We'll position us here. We'll try to cut towards the coast again. If I can get to... Ooh, Tianjin is also open. And you, southern axis. You... Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. And we're in. Anyway, we've made it Tianjin and Beiping. Unfortunately, this territory flips straight to the nationalists, despite us also having a core on it, making it just pointless in pushing north. Oh my god, the 100 regiments is down there? That's where I need to go to get my attack bonuses? Like, that's miles down this tree. Okay, so there's just too many focus to do to get to the good stuff. Meanwhile, I'll just be infiltrating some shit here. Level 1 gives you a little bit of entrenchment. Level 2 gives you a little bit of a division attack bonus on that area. And if you get it to level 3, the province itself will automatically flip to you when the Chinese Civil War starts. Something can be said for both level 2 and level 3. Personally, not a giant fan of having the territory flip to me because you can't pre-position your units and it just creates wild chaos. But it is an easy way of getting some additional territory early before everything goes tits up. So there is that. And now the slow repositioning of my army, because Chang thought it was a really good idea to blow everything up in the region. Even the rest of my industrial tree where you think, okay, just do the industry bitter steel. This requires me to have 24 factories, and it takes so long to build, and there's no more free factories in this tree. I am saddened. All right, we will attempt to roll this line back, seize that supply hub. Just gonna have a little cry here. They're losing my land now. I should have known. At least I got my troops in here in time before this breakout turned into a disaster. Well, more of a disaster than it already is. None of this infiltration stuff is all that interesting, but I might as well keep doing it. Have something to spend my political power on. But eventually we have to see some success here. We can't just keep failing. All right, cool. We have an infantry expert, Hei Long. I'm going to promote him to an infantry specialist. I'm going to replace this guy with my infantry specialist. So infantry does a little bit better. And yes, the militia count as infantry. So there is some bonus to be had here. Huzzah. Oh, for God's sake, you've lost it again. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll push through. We'll push through. We will always push through. No, they've taken Tianjin back. No, sorry. Chang is going to lose a lot of divisions up there. Why are you so stupid? You little puny man. Oh, and he's allowing me to get encircled from the rear. This is just... I'm fighting them as much as I am fighting the Japanese. He's going to lose that supply hub. He's going to get me encircled. I can't redirect units there quickly enough, I think. Oh, maybe? Please, Stalin. Please help me out. He'll send guns and artillery. It's better than nothing. Right, are we going to encircle? Okay, so we've got a little bit of an encirclement in here. I'll leave 2 divisions on Jinan because I have 0 belief in Chang's ability to hold that. Is this even worth the effort I'm putting into it? If we do nothing, we die anyway, so this is going to be an incredibly boring video if I just do nothing for the next 3 years. Fortunately, I did leave units behind because the Chang is immediately getting his ass kicked. It's 1940 and I still haven't won. Clear victory. Alright, they've lost Ximen. That's wonderful. We'll try to roll south, get Donghai, and then just purge this. If we get Donghai, these guys are all encircled, so that would be good. Okay, there we go. Just kill him, kill him. Go, 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 go. All right, that's another 2 divisions out. And then we set course for Donghai. Oof, of course, they're going to fully garrison that region. They know what I'm trying to do. I got them in multiple combats, so I might be able to push them off. Yes, got them off Donghai. Technically, all of these guys encircled. Aggressive push now. I think they won't have supply. If I can keep the pressure up, I might. I just might be able to make this work. Keep it moving forward. All right, 5 divisions encircled there. Yes. Oh, that might be the breakthrough we needed. Look north. It's not real. It can't hurt you. Last stand that. I need to hold Qingdao so I have the supply to take the rest of that fucking peninsula. In any case, this is somewhat contained. I just crushed this now. I know 2 ways about it. This is a lot of divisions they've lost. I've lost 360,000 men. Yeah, I've killed like 500,000 Japanese. Oh my god, Chang, could you just do literally anything but fuck everything up? A couple more units to the north. Let's get another 6 divisions out. And then we'll have a full army of 24 up here. This definitely hurts the Japanese. Of course, they're just going to launch another naval invasion there. Not much I can do about that either. Okay, let's see about a push to Ningbo. I'll take a couple of divisions off, actually, because I know it's going to go sideways. They're going to naval invade this again. And if I can isolate the Shanghai region from the rest here, I can quickly crush that. That basically kills off the Chinese puppet government. And then I'm expecting the Japanese to be somewhat isolated. So we deal with this, drive them into the sea there, and if they cap, all of that yellow stuff is going to flip to Nationalist China. I'm going to rush in there and try to close the pocket. I think we might be able to make things move along now. Push, 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 push. Forwards. Forwards. That's great. That's sorted. And now I push south through the yellow. Yeah, like I said, they're going to flip. And we might be able to utilize this to our advantage by pushing now that they are slightly disorganized. Well, only slightly. That's another Japanese division trapped. We'll destroy it. Try to go here, prevent them from retaking the port of Wangzhou, and then push south to Fuzhou. This is exciting. Unfortunately, I'm constantly having to strip units away to guard all of these ports because the nationalists sure as hell aren't going to do it. A couple more of them are trapped. Good. And nothing's happening to their north. Okay, so that front's frozen. Pushing on Fuzhou. Now they've got Fuzhou well garrisoned. What's to be expected? I can't believe they're forcing me to do all of the port duty. I take Fuzhou. Okay, half the units there, half the other side. Take the port, take the port, take the port. Yes, with the port we'll have supply. Ooh, I've actually lost a division once again. Not the best. You know what? I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna assume the Japanese aren't gonna immediately push up there, so I'm gonna redeploy my army. If I die, I can die knowing it was all Shang's fault. At least the naval invasion here is dealt with. Kill it. Kill it now. This is all just a bunch of production stuff. None of it appeals all that much to me. I will be honest. Into the south, I'm going to try and collapse this last beachhead. I got to push them back into that last tile they hold. That last, just go away. That last port down there. See if we can rush it. Pin them all along the flank and then just rush the port. No, no rushing allowed. No, they're just gonna last stand it. And that's dealt with up there. Okay, I'm just gonna have to assume everything will remain as is. Get these guys ready to do another push towards Tianjin. If we can get the south to finish as well, we may be able to roll north. We may be able to roll north with the entire army if we can get this sorted out here. But the last stand is slowing me down along with the supply situation down here, so this is actually quite shit. I'm gonna take Xiamen. Pinning attacks along the flanks. And no, they just got a unit in. Maybe. All right, we've got him. Mop that up. Then we have the entire coast, and then we make a concentrated push north. Let's see if we can liberate Ximen. Gotta work towards the 100 regiments offensives for the maximum buff that we can get out of it. We've definitely done some damage to the Japanese. Like, ooh, but they've hurt us so badly. No! No fucking way! I never, ever trust the nationalists to do anything but fuck you over. They've just lost the ports. I'm absolutely crashing out. Oh, I hate this so much. It's 41. They're gonna go to war with the Allies, and when they do, we will no longer be able to get the White Peace. Oh well, I've already lost so much time. What's a little more, right? What is a little more? Hopefully we'll be able to push into Manchuria proper. All right, that's another 6 divisions wiped out at least. I think if we push now, we can do something here. Yeah, so that's already an encirclement of the southern bit here. This is going to hurt them. Meanwhile, I keep infiltrating. I'm going to keep infiltrating. I'm going to infiltrate wherever I can. Now, they are counter-infiltrating and removing my infiltration, which, you know, fair play. Can't really blame them. I don't want to lean on an AI like the nationalist Chinese. Nothing I do matters as long as I have to cooperate with this brain-dead moron. It couldn't defend itself from a coughing baby. We repositioned the army to Manchuria. We pushed down into Korea. All right, the Soviets and Germans are now at war. Oh, no. Oh, God, they got Southeast Asia. I think it might not work now. I think Manchukuo should surrender as soon as Mukden falls. I can't believe that Chang has that much war participation just for being an absolutely useless ally. Also, I'm so annoyed that it doesn't flip to us. There's no way for us to get any benefit from this war. Oh, that's Korea. Oh, it worked. The White Peace fired. The Empire of Japan, Republic of China, blah, 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 blah. White Peace. Okay. It did work. Well, in that case, I need to take a breather. I'm bringing all my troops home, and we are preparing for the next stage of this horrific horribleness, which is to go to war with the nationalists. We're also going to quickly, we're going to try and prep for that war. Get as many divisions out, get as much equipment produced as possible. We're going to have to fight China full power. This is not going to be easy, but I think we can do it. We now have our 3rd research slot as well in 1941. We're gonna have to make this good. We're gonna have to make this count. All right, time to have an argument about who gets to be top dog in this faction. Spoiler, Chang's not gonna back down from anything, so we're just getting ourselves ready for war. We got 2 armies to, fight. I'm getting the 3rd army ready to hold the north and fight there. Overall, I've got pretty good stats. I just don't really have the numbers, which is what I'm afraid of. This is going to allow us another bonus against the Chinese, so I'm just gonna kit myself up to fight them all. I could sit here for another year building an industry, which honestly it's not even a terrible idea, but I have to get to here. That's another 140 days for 4 mills. Probably worth it, but 140 days is a long time to sit here and wait. There's a lot of bonuses still to grab, but all of them are so far down the tree, I don't want to bother. It's a nuisance. All right, we've prepared for the inevitable. It is November of 1942 now. The Chinese Civil War is sort of set up to be like this late game thing, so fair. It just feels like it takes forever. This means we will set up our own People's Front, create our own faction, or old allegiances will only hold us back. We will forge our own path forward. What is the point in even having these faction goals? None of these are feasible. Yeah, I think that's a tall order. I'm gonna try and grab these factories before I dive in, or get some attack stats from this, because holy shit, this is all going to suck so very, very much. My industry, my entire industrial base is 25 factories. I no longer have enough factories to keep building because I'm trading for so much steel, and I still don't have enough steel, and that is with me being on closed economy. This is just the definition of terrible. I don't want to be here anymore, boys. You know, looking at my borders, I have some serious doubts about my ability to fight Chiang Kai-shek. Holy shit, that is a lot of infantry. I think I've fucked this up. I think I've given them far too much time to build up. 19 divisions on a tile, 25 divisions on a tile, 20 divisions on a tile, 20 divisions on a tile. I can never do anything. The odds certainly are not in my favor. I guess we just declare the wars. This can only go well. Oh, the fun thing, though, is that we do have all that territory claimed through those spy operation stuff. So we do get a lot of the land for free. It's just that horrifically out of position to do much of anything. All right, we got a couple of free divisions out of this. They are all terrible. I'll just delete you then. Recover the equipment and the manpower. You, I will be forced deploying over there. Fresh army, you are going to try to make a drive into Manchuria. All right, congratulations. Do me proud, gentlemen. This can only end well. I'm certain of it. I'm going to slow the game way down. Assign a lot more factories because I did manage to steal some of nationalist China's. I am now, however, unable to trade with basically anyone. Maybe the Soviets still. I don't know how I'm still able to trade with the Soviets. Okay. Deep breaths and begin the campaign, I guess. Race to that border. I am just getting my shit kicked in immediately. Jesus Christ, they have so many. Look at the numbers! Even with all the infiltration nonsense, how are you ever meant to do this? Yes, generals across China flock to our cause. That's extremely helpful. I can't outmaneuver these guys. I can't outplay them. Like, the numbers just don't line up. Even with the good combat stats, this is not gonna work out. Like, okay, I got a ton of additional. Yeah, that's cool. The enemy outnumbers me 5-1 at minimum, though. Still, I can't take Chongqing while I'm here. Don't mind if I do. Oh, I can bail out on second thought. We can put aside our differences and join forces against the aggressors. Papa Stalin's a bit busy, but he is asking us to join the Comintern, considering our position. All right, Tuva is in. Now for the rest. I think Mongolia is in. Stalin is in. All right, maybe this can turn the tide for us. Okay, so we'll crush that, hopefully. I just hope this isn't too much of a distraction for Stalin. He's doing really well against the Axis. I've played this so poorly, so I've just discovered in the focus tree as well, I missed something entirely. Using to unify a country gives you the ability to get warlords to hand over territory if you've infiltrated it. So you could use that to get peaceful land. Now, realistically, that's not really going to pan out the way you think it is, but it is something I could have done. I just completely missed. I have the supply hub at Chongqing. I should really plug it in so it is functional. We are definitely not having a great day here. Pinning attack, you go around. See if we can get some encirclements in. At least down here we've done well. Push into there and then pin them. We'll try to cut Chang's army down to size where we can and if we can, and hold out. An encirclement campaign in the south. So far it's going reasonably well. My losses are relatively light, and I have definitely inflicted damage here. The goal is simply to, cut the nationalist armies to size. Make use of the fact that my army is small but buff to the gills. Yeah, just keep attacking them, keep cutting them down. That's 4 divisions down. But every inch of ground I take further strengthens my position, weakens Chang's position. What else was I doing? I'm working on mountain infantry so I can get some of those bonuses. Like, none of the navy stuff is relevant to us. That is just completely beyond the scope of what we can possibly do. It is bold, but I have said it before. Caution has kept us alive, but boldness brings us victory. Cut his armies to ribbons. Pin, 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 pin. Every now and then I gotta check. So they've taken that tile, nothing I can do about it, but the rest is holding. There's a massive Soviet distraction. Oh no. Stalin, what are you doing? You're just as dumb as Chang at this rate. Oh, he's shipping in his entire military from the Western Front. And all of that progress he'd made, I may have killed the Soviet Union. Oh, that's another couple of divisions gone. As usual, it's just going to be up to me, isn't it? How much more of China do I have to eat? I guess we could go for Wuhan. What is another encirclement campaign among friends? That's Wuhan taken. Let's take the mountains around Wuhan. Oh, Mongolia's dying. Soviets are dying. Doesn't matter. As long as we survive, we're the only thing that matters. Alright, what if I punch through there and attempt to encircle this entire pocket? It's an idea. An idea I quite like. Have to take that mountain tile. We'll take Changde as well if we can. And then we collapse this. Yes? No? Maybe? Yes. All right. That's another pocket in. Chang might have a giant army. He does not, however, have a giant brain. How close is he to capitulation? Actually, relatively close. We're halfway there. All right. Keep up the good fight. It has gone from being so over to being so back real quickly. Caution might keep us alive, but boldness will bring us victory. Attack, attack, attack. Take the port. Take that tile. We will create encirclement here as well. This is turning into quite the campaign, this is why I'm alive. This is why I play Hearts of Iron. Oh my god. All right, that is 6 divisions we've got trapped there. Okay, I need to take Chengdu. I can do that. Over here, unfortunately, they did get a division in. And boldness has once again paid off. What's it like being on the receiving end of an encirclement campaign? Oh, it's so good. Let's queue up more divisions. Lord knows I can't afford these, but when have I ever let that stop me? I would like to get some steel. Unfortunately, trade is not really feasible currently. They're pressing me, but I've got entrenchment, I've got terrain on my side, and most important feature, the best defensive feature you could hope for, I have a brain. So, yay. We could get 2 divisions out of that if this goes well. It might. It will. All right, you hold them, attack, attack, attack. Destroy those 2 divisions. Is Chang cut down to size yet? God, I hope so. What is he looking like? He's still got 200 divisions, but we've definitely reduced him in size. The north might be in trouble. I'm gonna last stand these and then get reinforcements in. As soon as these guys are ready for deployment, I'm going to force deploy them there. I cannot afford to lose that. Just encirclements. Small scale, large scale, doesn't matter. As long as we can get encirclements in, cut the enemy armies down to size. That is all we can realistically hope for. A couple more tiles. Come on. Yes, that's another 2 divisions gone. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Look at the strength concentrated in the north. It's just these warlords. I think they've been making divisions non-stop for the entirety of the war. But if I can knock out China, they all fall over with it. Start pushing Changsha. It's another major victory point. All right, extra troops out here. Force deploy, that's 14 divisions. They're gonna have to like hold this critical area. Somebody who's good with militia. I'm throwing young boys, untrained young boys without guns straight into the jaws of the devil himself, but I have no other options. China, stop deploying more men. I can't cope. There are starting to appear gaps in this line, and I hope that I'll be able to leverage that. Just encircle whatever we can. Grab more here. Oh, there goes Kiev. So that entire Soviet advance has been turned and actually encircled. The Soviets are fucked. On the other hand, though, they have allowed me to live, so not really a problem. Not yet, anyway. I've accidentally started the 5-year plan. I actually just wanted to check what it does. Oops, my bad. Alright, that's another set of units encircled. Huzzah! We actually have more factories than the nationalists now. This last little nudge, the last couple of victory points. Guiyang down there, maybe some stuff up there because it's all considered to be owned territory. There's the one here, Yibin, I would love to take. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of Chinese in the way. Speaking of pressure, I got no steel. I got massive shortages of basically everything. Not much I can do about that. That's another 5 divisions trapped. I think we've taken Yehol. Oh, 89% towards capitulation. The capital's in Taipei. This is going to be so annoying. Now I know how Mao felt. Can you send me convoys? Request lend-lease. Send me convoys. All right, I'll take 1 convoy. Very generous of you. All right, that's another 7 of their divisions. 1 or 2 major victory points. I'm going to try and press for Ya'an. Leave a unit behind, and then leave 1 unit behind there. Push in there. If I can get in on Yibin, that would be helpful. Closer, 93%. I'm just trying to find victory points that I can realistically press, and there's not a lot of them. It's gonna be to the north. I'm gonna have to go north. What if I punch through there and attempt to punch through there? Let's punch through to Chao Yang as well. 96%. All right, you've got a clean shot. Run over to Yingku and you to Mukden. That is a lot of victory points. I am currently the poster child for overextension. This is absolutely wildly unsustainable. 98% of the way there. If you get to Mukden, it's done! Holy shit. At the start of this, I thought it was never going to happen. Oh, it's done. We've taken it. Confirm. Exit. The Chinese Soviet Republic came out on top. I mean, at the expense of probably butchering whatever chance the Soviets... Oh my god, the Soviets... That's such a reversal for them. They were here. They were punching towards Krakow. Well, no, not anymore. That is quite a wide track they've cut through the Soviet armies. While I sit here and do my 5-year plan, after which we can pronounce the People's Republic of China. And with that, we are the People's Republic of China, capital Beijing, and our forces are surging to the aid of our communist brothers in the Soviet Union. We are going to close the jaws on the biggest pincer I've ever attempted, on this run at least. While we're here, let's, if it looks stupid and it works, it's not stupid, right? I just keep pushing. Our veterans of the long war are certainly doing well. We've turned the tide for the Soviets just as they have turned the tide in our titanic struggle. They came through for us, so we shall reciprocate. And this is all militia. Absolutely juiced to the gills. Around Baranovitz, and it is Dunzos. Got him. And now we smash the pocket. We kill all those Germans. And we have, in effect, reciprocated quite beautifully. I'm gonna make the German army disappear. Pushed from, I believe, Dnipropetrovsk all the way up to Kiev and then through to that sickle cut, so that I just rammed my army in there. Cost us 300,000 men. I have killed 600,000 men, and we're about to have a whole lot more once we close this. All right, that is Dunzos. What was that? I had inflicted, what, 600k before that closed? We're up to 1.7 million casualties inflicted on the Germans. They've taken 13.5 million casualties. Don't mind me. Just collecting up a quick Tibet here while I'm in the region, you know. What is one Tibet among friends? And we can core and integrate the region. Lovely. Oh man, these militia are so cracked. They're going through the vaunted German army like it's not even there. I'm just battle planning. Mao's veterans are magnificent. These channel members, one and all, the true elite shock troops of the People's Republic of China. Well. I just did a focus Dare to Struggle where I basically asked Portugal and the UK to hand over their treaty ports of Macau and Hong Kong, and the UK have transferred Hong Kong, and Portugal have transferred Macau. And there goes the fall of Berlin. The Soviet bear is growling. I think it's not so much a Soviet bear as it is a very angry red panda stomping through Germany. Beautiful. Not a single European port left. Unified, magnificent China. Barely taking casualties, like up to 600,000. I've killed 2.1 million Germans. Battle planning with militia. This is gonna be a very red century. Oh, this has got to be one of Mussolini's nightmares. 600,000 losses, casualties inflicted. All right. That is the Italian Social Republic, who are a Soviet puppet. Well, Europe does not concern us. We're just here to repay a debt to our Soviet brothers. And it is done. I could not care less about what happens in that peace deal. I don't think there's anything for me to take in Southeast Asia either. So, I think fair recompense would be a glorious navy. And we'll leave it at that. And with that, Chinese arms have ended the Second World War. I believe they have. There's still a little bit of a struggle going on. I think it sort of bugged out the war, because the war is over, while at the same time not really being over because of these factionless idiots. We're out of this deal. We've done what we set out to do. We have aided our brothers in communism, and we're just bringing our veterans home. We came out of this with a not inconsiderable navy. So the Chinese now have something to send out to sea. And we come out of this as one of the great powers of this world, the People's Republic of China, with a very respectable contribution to the faction. Maybe not as much as we've earned, but a massive army, massive stockpiles of equipment, all the factories you could want. We have 295, not bad considering we started with 2. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It was a wild ride. If you are still considering picking up the DLC, check out my link below and consider liking and subscribing the video. It helps out a ton. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.